With the season 2 months away, it seems Eagles players are coming up with more excuses and having a hard time accepting their L. CJ Gardner-Johnson, the former Eagle and now Detroit Lion, recently tweeted, "Run that bowl back on legit grass. That D-line will smash that O-line. I'm sorry." Keep in mind, that was the same O-line that had a 78% pass block win rate, the best in the league. Everyone knows our strength on offense was passing the ball, and their strength on defense was rushing the passer. You had strength versus strength, and we came out on top. Stop making excuses. CJ Gardner-Johnson also tweeted, "Man, pregame, I went through 3 different cleats. Even the studs wasn't working. Explain that, please." Both teams played on the same field and faced the same problems. He's acting like the NFL purposely made the field slippery to exclusively benefit the Chiefs. There was a report released that the NFL privately blamed the slipping and sliding on players wearing the wrong cleats. CJ Gardner-Johnson chimed in saying if that's the case, we should have played on Arizona's original grass. We was fine the week we traveled there and won. I love this Chiefs fan's response to this tweet. She makes a very, very good point, saying because you played Arizona and not Kansas City the week you traveled there, you doorknob. Arizona and Kansas City are 2 completely different teams. But since CJ brought it up, let's take a look at the Eagles' performance against the Cardinals compared to the Chiefs' performance against the Cardinals when these 2 teams played on that same field earlier in the season. As you can see, Hurts had an average game throwing for 239 yards and rushing for 61 yards and 2 rushing TDs. The score was close, 20-17, and despite CJ talking big like the defense dominated that game, they only managed to hit Kyler Murray twice and sacked him once. However, they did record 8 TFLs, but their defense gave up 374 yards to the Cardinals' offense without D-Hop. Now let's take a look at when we played the Cardinals on that same field that CJ spoke of. A healthy Patrick Mahomes torched them for 360 yards and 5 touchdowns, as he had no problem moving the ball up and down the field, scoring 44 points in the process. Our defense recorded 3 sacks, 4 TFLs, and we were able to hit Kyler Murray 6 times. The Cardinals' offense only put up 308 total yards on our defense. We dominated on that field offensively and defensively in our Week 1 visit compared to when the Eagles played them in Week 5. So in my opinion, although both teams won their games, it's safe to say that the Chiefs performed much better than the Eagles on that same field earlier in the season, despite CJ's horrible Twitter takes. Now let's take a quick look at the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts threw for 304 yards, accounted for 374 total yards, and 4 total touchdowns. It seemed as if Philly offense had no problems moving the ball on the slippery field. Let's take a look at the defensive side of the ball. Our defense recorded 2 sacks, 5 TFLs, and 2 QB hits. Their defense recorded 0 sacks, 1 TFL, and 5 QB hits. Our offense put up 340 yards on their defense with an injured Patrick Mahomes compared to when they gave up 374 yards to the Arizona Cardinals in their Week 5 visit. In their Week 5 visit, they only managed to hit Kyler Murray twice and sack him once, so it isn't like they were able to get to him a lot on that field. Now, CJ Gardner-Johnson isn't alone with his excuses. A little over a week ago, his former teammate Brandon Graham had more excuses than a man going to jail. But at the end of the day, both teams played on the same field and our defense played better in key spots. I mean, you just can't blame a slippery field for blowing coverages on the goal line on 3rd down twice. There was poor communication on the defense that the slippery field had nothing to do with. You can't blame the slippery field for Jalen Hurts fumbling the ball leading to a Nick Bolton scoop and score. You can't blame the slippery field for James Bradbury grabbing Juju Smith-Schuster's jersey at a key moment in the game. The Eagles' offense had multiple chances to put themselves in a good position to win, and our defense just made more plays at key moments. If Eagles fans and players want to play the if game, our defense played on the same field as theirs. If our defense wasn't slipping, maybe their offense wouldn't have put up 35 points and Hurts wouldn't have thrown for 300 plus yards. We can play the if game all day long, but at the end of the day, this is just another example of teams not wanting to give us credit when we win. It's always the refs or the league and not about what the other teams could have done differently to win the game. But what do you guys think about CJ Gardner-Johnson's takes? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Smash that like button for your boy and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.